Okay, so how's it going, people? I'm Nathan, and I'm going to do a new series on this channel, www.com/AstronomyShow on YouTube. The videos I'm going to be doing are all astronomy based. I absolutely love astronomy. I think it's just fascinating in every single kind of way. So I'm just going to be doing videos on it. Yeah. Right, so my videos are going to be on normal things like planets. Well, planets aren't normal, but you know what I mean, compared to some of the other stuff. To black holes, neutron stars, moons, asteroids and galaxies and stuff like that. But seeing as this is my first video, I thought it'd be a good idea to do the very beginning of the universe, the Big Bang. So this episode's going to be on the Big Bang Theory. So sit back and enjoy watching. The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is it's a theory, obviously, by the name, of how the universe came to be. So, at the very beginning of our universe, which is said to be, I think 13.7 billion years ago, before that time, there was no space, no time, no matter, no energy, there was no nothing. Well, we still don't know exactly what there was before the Big Bang, but we do know how it happened. There was a hot dot of something particle we don't know what it was, but if you were to get one of these particles, you could fit almost 1 trillion of them on a pinhead. They were that small. But all of a sudden, this particle started expanding. It just expanded faster than the speed of light in under 1 trillionth of a second. That is basically next to no time at all. And it released tons and tons of energy. And since it was releasing all this energy, it was at a humongous, massive temperature. It was so hot. And at that high temperature, energy can be converted into matter with the sum that Einstein stated, E equals mc squared. Energy equals matter times the speed of light squared. So with all of this energy produced, and so hot temperatures, it produced matter, but it also produced antimatter, the complete chemical opposite of matter. When matter and antimatter meet, or collide, you could say, they destroy each other in a bang. Imagine 1 trillion of antimatter and matter all colliding against each other, and it all exploding. As they did this, they created a cloud of fog. And most of these particles, most of this matter was destroyed. For some reason, around 1 in 1 billion of either matter or antimatter survived through that bang. We don't know why they survived. There must have just been more of one type than the other. And that matter, those particles that survived, made up everything in the whole universe. When the temperature finally cooled and the cloud of fog was built up from the explosion, that cloud of fog, it was made up mostly of hydrogen and helium and had a very small amount of lithium. When the temperature was just right, 380 years after the Big Bang, so it took 380 years for it to cool to the right temperature. At this temperature, the electrons can settle into the atom, and they can react like they do today. And from this fog, there was just a massive burst of light. So these atoms cooled down, and they were right, and the electrons around these atoms just started acting normally, like they normally do. The universe as we know it, it's still expanding at an increasing rate. Yesterday it was smaller than it was today. Today it was bigger than it was yesterday, and it will keep expanding. There is a theory that when the universe gets to a certain, like, it gets like to, what's the word? It gets to, like, it gets bigger and bigger, and eventually, once it gets to a certain size, it will contract and it will start going back, and it'll get smaller and smaller. And they say it'll go right back down to the dot that it was in the Big Bang, and the Big Bang could happen all over again or something completely different. Okay, let's look at some of the evidence for this theory about how the universe is expanding. It turns out that stars, as we know it, are moving away from us. We see this as something called the red shift. The light from stars sends out light rays, and it makes like a red line. I'm thinking this red line as a skipping rope. When the two people holding it are close together, it is looser and creates bigger waves, therefore they're close together. As these two people step further and further apart, the waves get smaller as they are farther away, and it gets more of a flat line. This is like the red lift shift. As the stars get further away, the line of the light gets straighter and straighter. This is how we can tell that the universe is expanding or is getting further apart. Another bit of evidence to support the age of the universe is that no object from space or anywhere has been found with an age of over 13 billion years old, or older, of course. Still, there are some parts of the Big Bang theory that don't add up. Like 90% of gravity is made up of an unknown substance called dark matter. It is fascinating. We don't know like a lot about dark matter, but we know it's there. And the universe is expanding because of a weird and like unknown energy called dark energy. We still don't know how and why and exactly what they are, and we have like still never found any trace of either of these things, but we know they are there. We know that. We know that like dark matter is just, we don't know. It's just that it's fascinating. It just is. So that's kind of my video on the Big Bang. I hope it helped. So that was my first video. I hope you found it useful, interesting, and good and stuff like that. Please remember to like, comment it, subscribe, and yeah, please if you want, go down to the comments and tell me what you maybe want me to work on next. But I was thinking of doing maybe black holes, or maybe I'll do a video like on some other planets in our solar system. So yeah, comment what you want, and I'll see you in my next video.